Hey everyone! Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Rachel, and I am also known as Raban. I'm a Holy Priest on Area 52, and I play on Shrouded Light Gaming. And I am doing another video in my Meta Holy Priest series, and today's video is going to be about Azerite powers. I know that there are some changes to the Azerite powers. We've got 5 rings now, so this might be a little bit outdated, but hopefully it gives you an idea of what I look for when I'm choosing my Azerite powers, and also what I've chosen up to this point and why I've chosen them. So again, for those of you just tuning in, I primarily do PvP on Holy Priest. And so what I found is that when I was looking at my meta builds, either for talents or for Azerite powers and other areas around that, I could find so many resources for raiding and for Mythic Plus, but when it came to PvP, there's really not a good resource for finding what Azerite powers to use or, what builds to use. So that's part of the reason that I'm making this series, is just, I wasn't able to find anything useful for me. So hopefully this helps some of you out there if you're playing Holy Priest. So when I go into to choose my Azerite powers, what I am primarily considering is high efficiency healing. And for Priest, that means I want a lot of passives. I want things that will boost my my stats passively. I want things that I don't have to click on because I will forget to click them inevitably. And also I want things that will boost my mastery. So I talked in previous videos about Echo of Light and how important that heal is to our kit. And so I want things that are going to increase mastery, increase movement speed, and passively increase the amount that I'm healing. So with that, I'll go through some of my Azerite powers. I'm going to start with my head. So with Promise of Deliverance, I have a additional heal. So whenever I am healing for an additional amount, that is helpful for me because that means I have to heal less time. So that's less time that I am statically stuck in place when I am trying to run around in a battleground. So the more that I can heal, the better. And this also reduces the cooldown of Holy Word Serenity, which is my big instant cast heal here. So that's actually a really nice one to have. It's called Promise of Deliverance, and it is passive, which is great. So I would highly recommend that one. On my way, this is just a little bit more for, the versatility is neither here nor there. It's not a great stat, but I like the movement speed increase. So again, as Holy Priests, we have a hard time keeping up with the flag bearers that are the druids or the paladins that have a lot of mobility. And so anything we can do to increase that mobility, I think is beneficial. This shield, Resounding Protection, is super beneficial. It's something that I use all the time. I mean, it's always up pretty much, which is great in battlegrounds because that will reduce the amount of damage that I'm taking so that I'm able to heal longer. And then of course, just the center is filled. Now, moving on to my shoulders. All right, so Permeating Glow. So this increases the amount that I can flash heal on a single target. So that's helpful because in battlegrounds, what I tend to do is I tend to stick with one person or one group of people and heal those people over and over again. So like in Warsong Gulch or Twin Peaks, it's going to be the flag bearer that I'm healing and overhealing. In Arathi Basin or Battle for Gilneas where we're controlling points, then I'm going to be healing primarily one plate wearer that is jumping into the middle of the fray. Sometimes it's a mage. Actually, more than often than not, it seems to be a mage. I don't know what's up with mages. They're very brave. So this is important for me because it allows me to passively heal just that much more. Blessed Portents is an absolutely great one. So it's a heal that instantly procs when someone falls below 50% health. Another passive, it's great to have, especially in battlegrounds where people are falling below 50% constantly. This is a great one to have. Again, shield, just another one of those. Body piece, there we go. So this is kind of a weird one, and I wasn't quite sure whether to go with this one, and I may yet spec out of this, but this is a mastery grant. So again, as I spoke about at the beginning, I am stacking mastery because that will increase my Echo of Light. This one is a little bit strange, so I'm obviously not attacking members of the opposite faction. Sometimes I throw some DPS in, and I'll use my Chastise and so on. So I don't know if this one's great yet. I haven't had an issue with it, but I'm not sure that that's necessarily the best one to take. So just something to consider. It's called Retaliatory Fury. Less importance, again, is great. And then speed. So again, going for mobility wherever we can. This increases my movement speed and helps me get to where I need to go when I'm trying to chase a druid through a battleground and trying to heal them up. That is something that I certainly look for when I am building my Azerite powers and my enchantments. So with that said, I'll just really quickly go through my stats, why I've stacked them the way that I have. So I favor Mastery over Critical Strike, just barely. So again, Mastery is going to increase our Echo of Light, which is going to increase the passive healing that we do on the targets that we're healing. Super important, probably the most important thing, followed by Critical Strike. So in Battlegrounds, where every moment matters, Critical Strike is important because that is going to allow us to get big heals off when we need them. So in raiding, what I found, not as a raider, but as a person that could only find resources on raiding, Haste is something that is really recommended because, again, you know, we've got these really long cast time heals. They take forever, and so people have said to stack Haste, and that works really well in areas where we have, you know, we're able to stand still and we're able to stand and cast for little bits of time. But in areas where we don't even have the capability of doing that very often, as in Battlegrounds and PvP, I chose Critical Strike over Haste for that reason. Because when I get a heal off, I want it to have that chance, that higher chance to crit and, you know, proc a bigger Echo of Light so that that heals for even more. And that's why I've kind of chosen that. So I do have some Haste stuff, but pretty much my enchants are all based on Mastery and Critical Strike. Versatility, I haven't found a use for it. I don't know anybody that's really found a use for it. Maybe there's some class or spec out there that uses versatility. Not something that I have put any focus or importance in at all. Speed increases, again, because we have such little mobility, any type of speed increase that I can get is going to be great. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments or questions or ideas about different Azerite powers that you're using that you found have worked really well, or something that I'm doing terribly wrong, please let me know. I always like getting your feedback. I love hearing stories about you when you're playing Holy Priest. That's great, and it brings a smile to my face. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.